Welcome to the first annual Qualico Mixed Doubles Classic, brought to you from the Bow Valley in beautiful Alberta, Canada. Our host venues are the Banff Curling Club in the iconic Banff National Park, and the Canmore Golf and Curling Club in the gateway to the Canadian Rockies. The event is proudly sponsored by Qualico. We create what we believe in. The Malcolm. Experience Canmore's crown jewel. Vision Electronics. Your best price. And Bow Valley Credit Union. Growing together. The Qualico Mixed Doubles Classic. Up next. Welcome to the first annual Qualico Mixed Doubles Classic, brought to you from the Bow Valley in beautiful Alberta, Canada. Our host venues are the Banff Curling Club in the iconic Banff National Park, and the Canmore Golf and Curling Club in the gateway to the Canadian Rockies. The event is proudly sponsored by Qualico. We create what we believe in. The Malcolm. Experience Canmore's crown jewel. Vision Electronics. Your best price. And Bow Valley Credit Union. Growing together. The Qualico Mixed Doubles Classic. Up next. Welcome to the first annual Qualico Mixed Doubles Classic, brought to you from the Bow Valley in beautiful Alberta, Canada. Our host venues are the Banff Curling Club in the iconic Banff National Park, and the Canmore Golf and Curling Club in the gateway to the Canadian Rockies. The event is proudly sponsored by Qualico. We create what we believe in. The Malcolm. Experience Canmore's crown jewel. Vision Electronics. Your best price. And Bow Valley Credit Union. Growing together. The Qualico Mixed Doubles Classic. Up next. Welcome to the first annual Qualico Mixed Doubles Classic, brought to you from the Bow Valley in beautiful Alberta, Canada. Our host venues are the Banff Curling Club in the iconic Banff National Park, and the Canmore Golf and Curling Club in the gateway to the Canadian Rockies. The event is proudly sponsored by Qualico. We create what we believe in. The Malcolm. Experience Canmore's crown jewel. Vision Electronics. Your best price. And Bow Valley Credit Union. Growing together. The Qualico Mixed Doubles Classic. Up next. Welcome to the first annual Qualico Mixed Doubles Classic, brought to you from the Bow Valley in beautiful Alberta, Canada. Our host venues are the Banff Curling Club in the iconic Banff National Park, and the Canmore Golf and Curling Club in the gateway to the Canadian Rockies. The event is proudly sponsored by Qualico. We create what we believe in. The Malcolm. Experience Canmore's crown jewel. Vision Electronics. Your best price. And Bow Valley Credit Union. Growing together. The Qualico Mixed Doubles Classic. Up next.
So welcome now to the quarterfinals. We've got a great game, I think, coming up with two fantastic teams. Jennifer Jones, Brent Laing, and you've got Shannon Birchard and Caitlin Schneider. So this is going to be a really good game, I think. This ice here, Terry, you and I have played this ice, and
Very
it's,
good ice.
but yeah, how many feet of curl? Probably 5 feet?
5 feet of curl, it's fast. So we'll see some great shot making for sure.
Well, and it's close to 14 and a half, 15 seconds it got up to at certain times. And we've got a great ice maker that's been assisting here at the club, which has been Darren Molding. And
Throw a bone to Darren, that's
yeah,
good.
He knows how to make ice.
Awesome, very much. Great shot there to start out.
Well, and you and I know
Just
we
about a
played
freeze.
this weekend, and we noticed that this shot really that was just thrown by Jennifer is key. That kind of first shot that you can freeze on that back 4-foot stone, we would look at the last shot of the game and it would still be there. And now what I think is the key on this next shot that Shannon's throwing is to try to unlock this. Get to the nose with a little bit of weight, like a back 12 weight, and unlock
She's
it.
hanging out a little wide here because she threw a little extra, but now it's finishing in. Boy, that finished hard.
Yeah.
Not bad. So, yeah, we'll see. Brent will probably try and get to the inside of that or move it a hair. That's what she's showing.
This has been the trick, really, I think, on this ice is what kind of weight. When you're throwing a little extra weight, where to put the broom. Draw is kind of obvious because you threw that in practice. But now you're throwing a little bit more to tap.
With the pebble and everything else, which is quite different. Brent's sweeping his own here, so that's the other thing to watch. Everybody does this a little bit differently.
So this comes in really nice. You can see this, as long as you don't overthrow it, get to the nose and try and tap it if you can.
Yeah, got to the inside there. Pretty good shot.
The one thing, and you and I talked about it through our 5 games, is with hammer, do we ever open it up? And there was a couple times we called shots that we'd play tight to the center line guard, but you didn't really want to waste a stone opening up. So it was all kind of like a skins format when you went right to the 4-foot.
Yeah, and here I'm not certain I like this call. They're going wide here, trying to freeze the back one again, get a second one in there, but the angles right now really favor Jones and Laing here. This one's wide and hanging out there.
Well, and this makes the players look, I think, bad, but it's not as bad as you think. It's just if you overthrow a little bit, it's like arena ice out here. They've made this ice so well that if you overthrow it, then it's a completely different track. If you throw straight draw weight, you're golden. You'll get right to the center line.
Yeah, for sure. It's excellent ice. They've had both clubs here for the weekend. Hard to make in 2 different places, and they've done a great job of that for sure.
So
And Brent's going to try and come down here now to the blue and see if he can freeze. He's got to be throwing this a little bit straight because he's not only taking the edge of the 8-foot here.
he's probably just going to corner the top red one, like he's just or throwing a guard because they're in a pretty good spot to steal here. They're shot stone. Yeah. I mean, you don't ever want to kind of give Birchard Schneider a chance in here, so you throw this. You could be just short of it and you've locked it on, or even on the top 4-foot stone. Locks it on and you've staggered guard, which is perfect. And you got a little stagger there, and how do you get access to shot stone? What we found, and I think you and I can speak to this, is you can give up in this kind of style of game. You can give up a 2 or 3, and you can't panic. It's more of that kind of, you got to be gritty in this style of game, and you got to understand you're going to give up a 3, but you can get a 3 back, or you can steal a couple ends in a row, because it's like skins. Everything's right to the 4-foot.
Yeah, it's not like 5 Rock Rural you're playing now in regular play. in that you have to be patient and understand you're going to give up some twos, some threes. It's going to happen. Let's see what he's trying to pick.
Yeah,
here.
try to slice it sideways here to the right for shot. Brilliant shot. What a great shot.
See what they can throw. Let's try and play a little tap here.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much to tap. I think at this point they're probably trying to take away any opportunity for two. Because now Birchard, Schneider are sitting there one. So it's probably blocking the path for them to get in for a deuce.
Yeah, it's hard. This screen here we got is a bit reversed, so it's hard to see in this. And they've got Brent jumping up and sweeping his own. He's a regular second, so he's used to sweeping. Everybody plays this a little bit differently.
Yeah, you know, I found that. Like, what's the best combination that you think on mixed doubles? Like, probably not two skips, because neither of us wanted to sweep.
Not as good as me, but that's fine.
I think the best combination is probably a skip and a front ender, or a third and a front ender, mostly for calling line and getting up and brushing. That's what you're experienced at.
Pretty good shot there.
Yeah, it's perfect, because really it's...
If you hold him to one, it's great.
Yeah.
If you hold him to two, it's not bad.
Well, and a really tough shot for Shannon and Calvin to get in for two. So they're sitting one at this point, Birchard, Schneider.
I'm not sure. Can they play the double bump there? Let's try, and it's hard to tell without the call. No, they're playing the Nick.
He's trying to pick it across the top.
Might have made it. Still just one.
Yeah, it's just still for... They got a chance here, though. Now that opened it up for them. Great call and great throw. That's what I found in mixed doubles, too, is that you're going down paths. You could be halfway through the game, and you haven't thrown down a path. Or you will be throwing kind of from the wings into the center, and suddenly you're playing across. Yeah, and suddenly you're playing across the center line.
You get a really fast path, everything to the button, and then all of a sudden you have to
play a new path, right?
Well, or even read a new path. I mean, forgetting the weight.
Yeah, where do you put the broom?
Understand the line, especially these first few ends.
So this is Jones Laing final stone.
Try and swing in here. Oh. Seems to run a little straight, but it's finishes so hard out here.
Just a little bit too much weight. Rubs off, but I actually think they're probably okay, because any play on the double jams. But so now they've got to draw for two. Just going to play the out turn draw for two. kind of surprised they're not looking at the intern.
Yeah, it looks more natural.
Because the outturn, you play this outturn draw for 2. I'm not sure you get second shot. Maybe they're coming down to the back red stone on the right where you see T-line, trying to flop in a little bit. It's hard to see in the angles from this camera.
If you can overcurl a little bit, I think you can get your 2. You have to come across nose here to get shot.
Shannon's saying it's hanging, so Callan's actually moving to the other side to try to get some movement. It's really close. I wonder in that shot if the intern draw was a little simpler for the deuce.
Yeah, if you get across the nose there, you can make it.
You could.
But, yeah, it was hard.
But you know what? This is what I find in this game when you're now going down. She could have looked at the intern draw, but you don't play it very often in mixed doubles. You haven't seen the path for a while, and sometimes paths sit for a while, and then you don't really know the weight. And you know the path's been playing with the outturn quite a bit.
So they're playing something new.
Well, and you and I had that discussion quite a bit, that has this path been played? Have we been down here? When was the last time a rock was thrown? And it's very foreign for us when you have 8 players out in a sheet. Now you got 4 players out in a sheet. It's foreign for us to understand that a path sat for a long time. What's the weight? And what's the guess on the weight?
You also don't get to see the other team release the stone and watch the line where they threw it. So you can't get a read off the other 2 players either because you're rushing around trying to get your own shots ready.
Yeah, we had some moments of that. So this shot to me was always the key, was locking this on that back one. You lock this on this back 4-foot stone that we're looking at of Jones and Laing, and it's pretty much now a secured force in this end at least. So brilliant shot. This is perfect. This was always the key, and you and I talked about, should this be frozen? Should it be top 4? And we toyed with it a bit, where top 4 is not bad, but I actually think frozen is the shot because it's the force.
You get the force easier, for sure.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Now we'll see if they try and unlock it again. This is the trickier thing. If you try and throw a little extra weight to unlock the shot, you can quite often get it where it tracks like this. This one's coming heavy and not curling enough, right? It's, as soon as you add that weight a little bit, you just don't get the same curl, and it slides by.
Well, and the other thing that I felt like in mixed doubles is a lot of resilience with, you're not playing your typical, as a competitive high-level curler, you're not playing your 85, 89%. You're probably playing, what did we figure? 70%, 75 maybe?
Yeah, that'd be a good number.
I mean, 75 is a good number at this, but then you have to be okay with missing and bounce back from it.
And understand the other team's going to miss more often as well.
Right? And that was
a different strategy than your normal curling. Pretty nice shot. Would have been better to get dead to nose, but
still pretty good.
Pretty good. He's going to play some sort of a tap hit here with something soft, looks like. Well, now you're playing a new path here. It'd be interesting to see if this thing picks up the curl. Most of these sheets have been sloped a little one way or the other, so this will be interesting to see if this will stay straight or curl. Definitely with fresh pebble.
And by a new path, you think you've seen this path with the draw you have, but you haven't seen it this tight in. And you and I got caught a couple times coming over the center line. It just had not been played.
Yeah, especially at the other club. I mean, it's a lot more aggressive curl.
Is that the Banff club?
This looks pretty good. Very nice shot by Brent.
And it's what they left, right? We always talk about what you leave as a opportunity for your team.
The other team's still sitting 2, but now the angle's improved a lot for Laing and Jones here. Oh.
Well, so they couldn't remove the stones from play yet.
That was too early.
Yeah, it was, because you can play a hit after 5 rocks have been played, and that's including the position stones.
They were definitely throwing it as a hit.
But you know what? You and I found that where you just forgot how many stones have been played already. It's a fast-paced game.
I think that's. Yeah, I think that's just an out-and-out mistake, right? I'm trying to sort it out now.
So how many stones have been played at that point? Had they been? Yeah, so there'd been 5. Oh, okay, so somebody called it that it wasn't. They weren't allowed to hit, but they were. You can hit after 5 rocks have been played in an end.
Well, they have hammers, so yeah. That would be the 5th.
Yeah.
That would be after 5 stones in play.
So just, it's confusing for a lot of these players don't play mixed doubles all the time, so it can definitely be
or announcers.
A battle.
Yeah, that was. We had that question a couple times come up in games, and it is a bit different to get used to when it.
Well, all you and I, we decided that the easiest way to figure this out was after 5 rocks were across the tee line or at the hog line at the other end, then we could hit.
When you saw 5 in play, you were good.
You go, we're good. We can go.
I think what they missed was the one went into the Jen was heavy on the one that wasn't in play.
Right.
And so you only saw 4 stones in play, but it was actually the 5th after 5.
Yeah, exactly.
You popped that one out pretty good.
I think you can here. As long as you don't overthrow it, I think you can give it a little, it's like arena ice. Like I'm impressed with this ice.
Banff ice, I think, but this seems a little bit more, they're getting late finish, but like you say, as long as you just draw and not that extra few feet heavy, right?
Perfect.
Now I think they can tap and unlock that a little bit. So they're going to try and unlock this and see if they can tap that red up just a button in front of the blue and ideally get the shooter inside towards the center guard. Delicate shot.
Weight looks close on this. Brent's backing off a little bit, so maybe a little hot.
He thinks he's hot. Yeah. Here
You
it
hate
comes.
throwing it and backing off your own stone.
Here it
That's
comes.
never good.
Here it comes. They didn't get the angle perfect. Sorry. They didn't get the angle perfect because now I think you can slam the top one.
And it goes into the red.
Yeah, into the crotch. Or you can play it the other side, try and freeze it. Probably more guaranteed force if you get that.
I actually really like hitting the stone that Brent just threw. High side drag. I think with some weight, and you can get stuff, you can get that shot stone, Jones Laing stone off the button. Yeah, I like it. Callan likes it too. I think that's what he's looking at. High side a bit on the left-hand side. Drags back to shot stone.
I think it does. You're going to leave the red there. They can use next. They got left. They got 2 left each. So yeah, it's a bit riskier in that you're going to leave the one red up there. I think it's almost guaranteed you're going to get rid of the one on the button. But you're also going to lose, I think, one of your own on the button. Ooh.
That
wasn't his best throw.
No, it was a little in out and on the guard. Oh,
rang the guard.
Didn't come out.
Nope.
See, it was like his timing was off when he came out of the hack. Tried to get it back to the broom and never quite did.
Now if they can freeze over the top of this, kind of guaranteed one.
What about freezing right down to the top?
That's what they're looking at.
Yeah, I actually like that.
It's the best shot if you get it in overlapped here or underlapped behind the guard.
This is what you and I talked about. So this is Brent's last.
Yep.
They only have 2 more stones. So now you got to start thinking, how are we scoring our deuce? I've got 1. Jen's got the final.
Or making sure you score your 1.
Yeah. Which many times we had to discuss that.
Right. And with the way that red-blue is lined up, you do need to get underneath here, or they can drive it back and get rid of both, right?
So if you just get, as we're looking at it right now, you just get intern draw across the face of shot stone just slightly, then your throwing stone that Brent's just throwing right now is going nowhere, no matter what they do.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you should have some sort of shot for 2.
Looks close for weight.
Gotta go for line. Real tight. Real tight. Great sweep. But now he's left that angle.
Yeah,
he
but
rubbed the blue.
Stone, yeah,
Rubbed the blue over a little bit.
And shot stone's going nowhere. Like that button stone's pretty much welded on there, no matter what they do.
I think you'll get some spin. Well, the way Catlin throws it harder, we'll see. But I think if they get to the inside here, you might be able to squirt that both reds off the button enough. I just don't think they have anything to catch it on the other side, so you might roll across the top, right?
Now Shannon can throw a lot of weight. She plays
like
second for Carrie Ainerson's team, and we know she can throw a ton of weight and has no issue with this. This is what we've talked about, though, who's throwing your first and your fifth stone, and advantage to have sometimes a skip. Shannon's played third and back end before, but she's definitely a strong second, and so comfortable with this kind of shot.
Yeah, I think the trick for them is to leave, they want to leave their own blue in play. Even if everything doesn't quite squirt out of the forefoot, I think you want to keep your shooter here
on the
from
nose.
Rolling out. Well, slightly high, but yeah. She rolled too far. But she got them both to spin out, so...
She rubbed the top blue, like she just touched the top blue.
So now they got open hit.
That could have been a disaster.
Open hit for 3, though.
Yeah.
So I think they had to play more to make sure their shooters stayed.
I agree. Yeah. But I think she was trying that. She just got a little full of the broom, and it tracked down the path with weight, and she kind of clipped that top blue one, and it redirected it.
Which made everything spin better.
Which I'm with you. If you get almost to the nose, you sit right top forefoot.
That would
or maybe a little roll to the left. But
then you would have had to make a triple for something.
It's a tough double. Tough 2. How come I didn't see any? We didn't see a lot of these easy shots for 2 in our games.
No. 3. 3.
For 3, yeah, for 3. I didn't see a lot of this. You know, I find this more style of play is everything to the forefoot like skins. And you and I talk sometimes, could we bail? But you're worried to bail because you only got one chance at it. So you kind of tend to play everything into the forefoot. There's a 3.
Pretty easy 3.
Yeah.
It didn't look like that 2 rocks before. They could have played a freeze or something different too, right? And when you blast like that, you know, it's just where is everything going to end up? And we did talk a little bit about where the miss is, because you're going to have half shots and misses in this game. And you can't just go down there thinking you're going to make everything perfect, because you don't.
So I wonder on that last shot of Shannon's, when you look at a shot like that and you're trying to kind of make sure you stay around. I know she was trying to play the double to get him out of the rings. But maybe you throw a little less weight, make sure your shooter stays somewhere that it's annoying and in the way, rather than playing so hard for the double.
Yeah, or even just come down and tap it a foot.
Yeah, nose.
You could play that, right?
No.
And make the other team make something.
So this game, the winner of this game, moves on to the semifinals against Chelsea Carey and Colin Hodgson, who we played in our pool, first game, and they've gone through undefeated.
Throwing these fairly straight, because they're only taking just outside the edge of the 8-foot. And who said Jennifer couldn't sweep? She's in there sweeping her own.
She can sweep.
And did a very nice job bringing it in there. Nice freeze with the first one.
See, this is critical. I think you and I commented on it many times. If we get that first one in the right spot, then it makes it really tough for these guys. I mean, this is your opportunity as Birchard Schneider, where you've got your stone, you're already sitting one, but once the perfect freeze is made by Jones Laing, then you're now battling to actually open it up. And that's what I like. We didn't call this as much as I would have liked, and we haven't played this mixed doubles very often, is playing this shot here with weight, that you unlock stuff, you open it up, you give yourself some room in the 4-foot.
That's a very nice draw there. Top button now, dead frozen.
But
good.
Again, they freeze on top of it, it closes the 4-foot down, right?
It's good angle on it, though. Like it goes past the blue at the back, it looks like. If you hit it from the other side. And yeah, if you freeze on it or move it a foot, probably ideal. If you just tap it a foot. And this is the kind of ice here in this rink where you know carries that little bit, that if you're close and you're getting the right curl, you can just sweep it a little bit extra and get another foot. Beautiful ice from that aspect for sure. This is pretty close. And again, just, yeah.
All you're trying to do
almost
on this,
an ideal
yeah.
little tap there.
And
could have moved it another foot maybe, but that's about it.
And all you're trying to do if you're Jones Laing is you're trying to shut down the 4-foot. This is what we didn't see as often, is somebody opening it up.
Yeah, to play it straight back. Might be.
Try to open it up, you straight back, something. You get your option to get stuff moving off the 4-foot. It's just straight opening it up. And in our argument, you and I talked about it, I don't know how many times, is you open it up, but now you give them a chance. You don't have a lot of rocks left in play. It's not like your traditional 4-man game where you've still got rocks to come. When is your bail point? There is really no bail point in mixed doubles. It's sort of all offense the entire game.
Yeah, and guards are hard to throw. Especially with this much curl and one sweeper. It's not as precise. But they're going to try a guard here, I think. Keep it capped.
Well, at this point, it's really tough. How's Birchard Schneider getting their deuce?
Right.
Which is, again, going back to maybe you try to unlock it if you're the team with hammer, trying to open up, give yourself some space in the 4-foot, because it gets really shut down and you just have no chance.
Here, look at this. I mean, this is looking like it's going to over curl. They are just very hard to throw the guard just right. Take a little bit off it for weight, and the line gets soft. And now they've got a play here. I think they can bash this. If Catlin can throw it clean, just catch it a hair, nose, or under, I think you get both out. Maybe even get lucky and squirt everything behind the guard.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
You might lose the one on the button, you might not, but definitely I could squirt both the reds away.
To the left as we're looking at it.
Yeah. He comes tight to this guard. Oh, he's not throwing big weight, so they're just playing it to make a position shot here based on that ice. Something like hack or bumper maybe.
This is Catlin's second stone, so still a chance to just play a setup shot. You're not kind of bailing at this point. This is the extra weight, though, you and I have talked about, right? Look at it run.
On the wrong side.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I think this is a resilience in this game that you got to be okay with missing, because you're going to.
Yeah.
It's.
They did jiggle the angle around enough that it might help Birchard Schneider here. I think if you hit that hard on the top, the blue now kind of rolls off a little bit, but the reds might miss the back yellow, or the back, blue. And
yeah, but the guard's still up there. You can't see it in this screen here, the tight screen, but the guard's up there. It's still not easy to get to. And your problem is Brent's throwing now.
Brent throws a good guard now. He's the first one over curl by a bunch.
And this is his second read on this, which I'm sure he won't over curl.
No, he's not going to over curl.
Might be a little warm on weight, but this is where you get all the finish. The hog line in just walks.
He's getting there. Yeah, he's tighter. So now can you run that back and try and get almost everything, right? I think it's lined up.
I think
fairly
it is.
Good.
I don't think you have another option. And you never want to force a team into that one shot. You can see Catlin's looking at it like, I want this.
I think if he can hit dead nose here, he's pretty good.
Nose should make all reds go.
I think so.
And you'll be left sitting two. Just maybe slightly high side.
He throws
pretty
it
much nose.
super hard. The blue might spin out. But
oh, and he can.
Oh, he's tight again. And throwing that intern a little tight on the big weight. So now they get the last chance to put another guard up. But I think if you make a perfect guard here, could she not draw down and just get to the face of that and sit two? It's really close, eh?
Yeah, it's really close.
Because the red and the blue are almost frozen.
Yeah. It's tough. Jen's looking, you can see Jen's kind of talking about maybe playing this guard tighter, like top 8 foot. Top 12, top 8. It's really, this guard is about line. It's not, wherever it is, it probably doesn't hurt you. You just don't want to be top 4.
Shannon can throw it hard enough, though, that if you do come in tight, I think you're helping them out.
I think top 12.
Because I'm not sure there's a draw there for 2.
Well, there is right now. If you don't throw it, there's a draw for 2.
I don't know if there is.
Up to the side of the button.
Because they're a fair bit on the white with that red rock, right?
I still think there's a draw there for 2. So I think you just got to look, what shot do they have the best chance at? Draw for 2, so take it away.
Certainly their best chance. They might have an in off this other one on the side here too, because the angles would make all the reds go away. It's close.
So I think the call on this was top 12, trying to block off the draw path. And the key on this shot is not over curling, because we've seen everything walk sideways. See Brent trying to get off to make it start. It's pretty good. I mean, she's still probably got it. With the way this ice curls, you've still probably got the draw for 2, but you got to be precise.
If it's even there. They think it is, and there's enough curl there, certainly. So I think they can get to their own stone. It's whether or not that gives them 2. It's really
well,
close.
and Jen's stone took away anything on the red. Like you had to take away the red double.
Run. Yeah.
Because that could have been for 3 for sure. Could have been for 4. So you're pretty happy to make her draw for 2 at this point. And this is not an easy draw.
No, very hard shot. It's hanging out there. Just watching it finish. Just a little bit hot, so.
All just weight. Line was perfect.
Just the one.
You're pretty happy if you're Jennifer Jones and Brent Laing to have forced Birchard Schneider to the 1. She had a chance for that too, but you also threw the guard perfectly, so you didn't give Birchard and Schneider the chance for that run back that could have given them a 3 or 4 pointer. That's really what it's about, this game, is really trying to understand that limiting a team or forcing them to a tough shot for 2 is really what it's all about. And being comfortable with giving up a deuce now and then. I found throwing the first and the 5th stone interesting. You see Jen throwing the first stone, she'll throw the final stone of the end, and I find it an interesting position to be in. You normally throw back-to-back stones, and so this is something you have to get used to, is you throw one, and then you wait 3 shots, and then you throw your final. And the paths can change. You can get pushed out to a different path. I don't mind a little extra weight on Jen's. You're trying to kind of open that forefoot up. A lot of times you play these freezes, you shut yourself down and you never get a chance for your deuce, but we throw that a little bit, that extra weight. Jen just did, bounced off, but opens up the forefoot a little bit more and gives himself some room.
No, that helps for sure, especially you're in the lead, you want to have some sort of chance at the button. Make sure you score. Maintain that advantage. Hogging the mic. That's a nice shot. Really good angle. It'd be hard to remove, so hit and flop. When you get in behind there, you can freeze, sort So if you end up frozen on your own red, even if you come into the side of the other red, pretty good angles then for Jones and Laing. That blue is put in a pretty good place as far as trying to steal.
Well, and you're in that kind of spot for Birchard Schneider that really you have to force. And you do, you have to force. But you can't give up. And that's always a risk. You're trying to force, so you're ignoring a few stones, and you could force the opposition to a three ball.
Yeah.
Why do we sound like we know what that feels like?
Yeah. Really nice shot. Look at the angle lined up there now. That red isn't going anywhere. It's going to take at least 2 shots to get rid of that now. And if you do, you might unlock, getting rid of the blue as well. But I think a slightly high tap here leaves pretty good for the force. But you're certainly not. You're going to have a tough time stealing here right now.
Very much. So now you're thinking force.
Yeah.
That's all you're thinking.
Yeah. Which they've got lined up fairly good. So they can just kind of stay on top of that. Now they're going to play some weight, which is interesting to try and unlock the back one. Slipping it hard in here.
Pretty good because the angles are good for blue. Where you play anything on that and you're jamming it on either of the red stones in the back. Pretty good setup.
You've left the come around the end turn freeze, and your blue, if you make it perfect, your blue is going to go over top. So I think dead frozen on the red would be the best shot. It's just whether or not it's not the easiest shot. If you try and hit this, I think that back blue is going to drag into the button red, but it's close. They must think it's going to go past it. So this will be interesting to see where that back blue goes, if it touches the one on the button or not. They don't want it to.
Starting to go now for Laing.
Yep.
This is the difficulty on this ice.
Nice and soft. Maybe too soft. You got a little tap there off the guard. Just nicked the guard, and it ends up being a pretty good angle. Yeah, 2 rocks left.
So this is Catlin's last shot, and then Shannon's got one more. This was always the point you and I had to discuss. What are we doing? You've got one more because you were always throwing 2, 3, 4, and then I have the final. So what are we doing now? Are we trying to force? Do we have a chance to steal? You really had to always be conscious of this. I think this was one of the key turning point shots that you decide what you're doing for the end.
Right. I mean, and here you make the perfect freeze around here with the end turn, and it's pretty good. Certainly you're going to get a force. I think there's room to tap that blue up a little bit yet on the outside.
Blue on the out turn? Are you talking the blue on the left-hand side?
I think so.
Ooh, that's tight. But
it's tight, but I think it's there.
What I like with this in turn they're playing is if they get this around good, you got 2 staggered.
If you make it perfect, you're almost certainly getting a force at worst, or maybe a steal.
It's kind of a, you make it, you're great. You don't, you've given them a really good chance.
Really touchy. He swept this pretty hard for a minute there.
Line looks really good.
Bounce. Really nice.
Really good shot. Because you've got those 2 staggered up there and they're locked.
Now the angle is great. pretty happy right now if you're blue. I think you've moved from now a force chance to a steal chance. And the amount of the blue you can see on the outside here, even if you make it perfect, I think jams on the one on the button and probably spins the red back out of the house as well.
What do we call this? A turnover shot. Changes control of the end.
Yeah.
Well, it does.
Well, it did, yeah.
You honestly, you look at that, and now the control has changed from the team with hammer to the team without.
No, it was an excellent shot. It swept really nicely by Catlin.
And you made it all on your own.
Yeah.
You threw it, you swept it, and you made it perfect.
And Brent throwing the heater here. See what he can get. Caught the top red, so now even worse if
That was hard to do.
if blue comes down to that same line and maybe gets a hair to the inside even of their own shot, taps it a foot, they could be sitting 4. You could also play it with the out turn tap. I think I like the line they just threw.
The intern, and he just threw it too.
Just don't want to click open. As long as you get to nose, you're really good. The problem with playing this tap, is you've got to hit it between the 2 blue stones, which requires a lot more precision, I think, than just tapping it on the nose on this other side. We'll see. I mean, if you make it perfect with this line, it's a great shot. But they can still come down the other turn and hold you to 1. Now you're going to tap it, right? Because they can see the blue on the intern side a little bit. So I still think playing the intern here is the better
that's
call.
what I think they're calling.
They end up going back to that?
I think so.
Because they looked at both.
Because I think really, what's Jones Lang's shot right now? It's the intern, so take that away.
Right.
They don't have anything in the out turn.
Still on the out turn.
So then you look at this shot, and this is taking it away from both angles. You're trying to tap it, so you take away any shot she has on the out turn and the in turn.
But I don't think you're taking away the intern, even if you make it.
I think you are if you tap it enough. I think you tap it frozen to shot stone, you've taken it away. Yeah, that's a pretty good shot.
They
She
can
could-
hold them to 1 here.
So you could have, I mean, she played it with the out turn, you could play it with the in turn.
Then I think intern you steal 2 or 3, but that was,
Well, you might still 2. I don't think you're still in 3 with the intern, but
actually looking to play.
so Jen's looking at playing, I think, Peel, nose.
So they think that the 2 that are frozen there aren't going to come back onto the red.
Yep, they don't.
Or move
I
the
feel like
red.
they are, but I think they're frozen enough, maybe they don't. She might make a quad here. You could make a quad.
Yep.
Nose, Peel, on that 8-foot stone, straight back, maybe a little high side.
High side jams, but
No, but just slightly high
even if you
side.
hold them to 1 here, I think that's success. I think that's what they're playing, right?
Right.
Is to try and hold them to 1.
Tough
Might
to-
get lucky and get a little spin off it. Maybe you score 1.
Well, those two are going to go. I think if she hits it right, you've got shot stone and second shot stone going to go, but she seems high side a lot.
Yeah, steal a 2, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. That makes a game of it. Now,
Tied.
definitely got Birchard Schneider, back in the game, 1 up without. So we'll see now. The trick is whenever he wants to use their power play and how they want to play the second half of the game.
I think this makes it interesting now.
Oh, definitely. I mean, game on. You're one up without classic middle game struggle now. And like I say, it'd be a matter of who uses the power play when to try and take some advantage and get ahead in the game.
Well, and you and I talked about you better not forget the power play. Like, these guys play it enough that they won't, but I think you and I or some new teams could forget to play the power play easily.
Well, we had a situation where we took it away from another team, and it can happen with the ends if you intentionally give up a steal, which we did the one end to try and maintain control.
That was the seventh end of a game where we actually just peeled one out, gave them one, so we had the power play, because you only get the power play when you have hammer. So we peeled one out, gave them a steal of 1 in 7, and got the power play at 8.
Right. Had hammer anyway.
Yeah. And power play.
Great first shot again, nice freeze. And another good shot, set up a little tap angle there and keep the kicker in behind. Nice angle there. The blue goes away if it's touched.
So now this shot's pretty critical. You get down to the face frozen, because Jen threw hers with enough weight to unlock stuff, move stuff around. Now you get if Catlin can get down to the face of the Jones Laing stone, frozen, it's hanging, hey? Trying to get some movement at the end.
Hair hot. And now advantage back to Jones and Laing. They can either tap that a little bit and sit on the inside. It would be a really nice shot.
Kudos to Darren Moulding, to the Canmore Golf and Curling Club for the ice. The ice here, I haven't played on arena ice in a while. It's been a few years, but this is probably, and I heard all the players comment on how incredible this ice was. It was 15 seconds, 5 feet of curl. It was like playing on an arena.
Yeah,
and you can make shots.
Really good. You can make shots. Especially here in Canmore, a little bit faster, so a little bit easier on the sweep.
Compared to the Banff Club, which was a little stickier.
Touch more aggressive on the curl. Yeah, this is very good. Now Brent's trying to just catch this on the inside. Hair of a flop.
Holding line.
Yeah. He can still sweep for a long time. Came over a little too much, but... So the pocket's there now. Big chance here for Birchard and Schneider to lock one in there and gain the force. Because they can force here now, they gain control of the game again. Even holding them to a 2 is not bad. I think that's the difference in these games now. With this or the 5-rock rule, same thing. Sometimes a 2 isn't it's not the end of the world anymore, because you're going to score your points coming back the other way.
Well, even in 5-rock, you and I talked about, it's not even a big deal with a 3 anymore in a 5-rock, because you're probably getting a chance to get a 3 back.
Sure.
So I feel like
they're going to play this as a hit.
Mixed doubles is like that too.
I'd be more inclined here to just try and sock one in there with a freeze, because you got both rocks to help you.
He's playing a hit. You can tell by the ice.
He's definitely playing a hit. Nice if you make it. Anything high rolls across the top of these two, so you got to be really skinny. So he's playing a little softer hit weight. Try and get the curl here.
Shannon's saying he's a little full out of his hand. You could tell by your signal.
Sweeping now.
Pretty close.
Roll frozen.
It's a pretty nice shot. Angles are pretty good.
I think you can still get it out of there with the little tap like they're signaling here.
The in-turn
You're
tap.
not going to sit 2. but you'd be pretty good angles if you just kick a little bit on the in-turn side. These are the shots I think are really hard in this game. Tightening up the ice a little bit, trying to throw backline weight or something like that, and getting it right, because with the amount of curl in this ice, an extra couple of feet of weight gets a completely different line.
So this is really, they've got hammer. So this is all about trying to get to that top blue stone, opening it up, tapping it back a little bit, giving themselves some room. Really, this is about giving themselves room to score too.
Light here.
Just lightweight and over curled.
Yeah.
We had that quite a few times.
Well, if you overthrow it, same thing. You don't get the right line. So.
Well, this ice is like that. It's precise weight. Don't overthrow it. Don't underthrow it.
It could have been just coming in a foot from where you're playing your draw line. It's 6 feet heavier, right? And you think you've thrown enough weight, and you just don't get the right shot out of it.
So now they've got a chance. Birchard, Schneider throw a guard here. How is Jones Laing going to ever score their deuce? You could even come in staggered on your top 4 foot
whether or not they're trying
stone.
to tap or not.
I don't think so with this ice. Even you come in top 4 frozen to your own. You just want to stay on the left side of center as we're looking at it. No matter what you throw, I don't care if it's top 12 or top 8, it's all about staying on the left side and taking away any opportunity, because there's nothing on the right.
It's a pretty good guard, and that's one of the harder shots to throw on this ice, is to keep a guard this side of center.
Because it's so swingy.
Yeah, well, so much finish. If you take a little extra ice, it catches more pebble, and then you got extra curl. So it's really a big challenge. A lot of teams we've seen have come the other way on a guard to try and get to that side of center.
Well, you know what we started to understand in this game, and I think when you play it more you get it, is that you don't have 16 stones going down the sheet.
Right.
And so a lot of paths will sit for quite a lot of time, and then you have to kind of guess, well, has anybody thrown down here in the last end or two, or this end at all? And that's where you get from 85% throwing percentage down to 75, because you're guessing in some spots.
Yeah.
Sometimes you guess wrong.
65.
And then your husband looks at you funny.
65 or 70,
65?
Good.
No, I think I was 70.
No, I just think it's not unreasonable, right? I'm not sure what they can get out of this.
No, I don't know.
With the angle raise. Not sure they can get 2.
That red's super
Unless
vulnerable.
they can maybe come across the top of the blue and somehow nick that back blue and stick around. I think it's a pretty hard shot. Maybe now they're trying to draw.
No, I think all they're trying to do is play. You see, shot stone is the red. You try and play a draw, little heavy draw down to it. Hope you can hold the line. It's tricky, and maybe get your deuce that way.
Get around the guard and see if they can set up a better angle here.
I think all you don't want to ever do is mess with shot stone. So you never want to be heavy on this and ever kind of tick your shot stone off. It's close to get through the hole.
I think they'll get through the hole. Now you just want the right weight to set up the next shot.
It's close, really close.
Real nice line. Move that blue a little bit. I think that's actually good. It's still hard, very hard deuce. Not sure how they get 2 here.
Well, they've gave themselves a chance here, right? If this isn't...
I'm not sure they did.
Well, with the in-turn, they could follow their own. If you look at it as it lays right now, they could follow themselves down and tap that second shot stone. I'm assuming blue is second shot to back 4 foot. So I think you have to look at taking that away, or if you're Birchard Schneider, you play the out-turn tap on the blue-red.
You might. You just don't want to leave your shooter in a bad spot.
I think you just guard the path they just
I think
served.
right now Jones and Laing can't get 2.
Well, they can if they just follow their own stone down that they just
I
played.
don't think they can, because that back blue is still biting the button, right?
I think it's really close. It's their chance, right?
Close.
I agree. It might not be shot over the back blue, but at least it's close. You could try it. So I think you take that away, don't you?
It's a gamble to play the other one. If you play the tap and try and sit one,
The out turn?
or
Are
2,
you talking the
I
out
guess
turn?
you could sit 2 with the out turn, yeah. Then you got to roll your shooter away so you're not leaving a double or a triple or something over there.
Chance back in.
And they would have the angle raised, but I don't know if you can get anything. So if you had just the right weight, like back line and touched it a foot and spun away, I think that would be a brilliant shot, but it's overburied, so it's not easy to get to. You can't see the guard on the screenshot we have.
So the question is, do you guard their chance for 2, or do you play the out turn tap on your own blue stone and try and get a steal? Because the steal there's a really good chance for a steal.
Yeah, and I don't think there is a chance for 2.
With the in-turn, you don't see it?
No. So I kind of like going for it here, and if you get just the right line,
And that's what they're playing.
I think you're good. And if you miss it, I don't think it's any
It's
big
still
deal.
a tough shot for a deuce, right?
Yeah. Talking over the weight and trying to make sure they got the exact plan here. Good conversation.
So this will be probably like a back 8 weight, is what I'm guessing. Back 8?
Maybe even a little more, just to make sure you
back
spin
8, back
away,
line.
right? Because you don't want to stick around there.
Gotta get her. She's close. It's really close.
Don't want to
Callan's got to get
though.
it by. Oh, this is close. Oh, dear.
Tucked it. Does that give them anything else?
I don't think so. I think she just rubbed it enough that
I don't think.
there's nothing on the out turn
Again,
side.
I don't think it hurts you trying that shot, right?
There's nothing on
Now
the
they
out.
might have off that red in there for 2.
You're talking off the stone she just threw on the right-hand
Yeah.
side? Yeah, the blue stone? Yeah.
Sorry. It's dark. But I think that's there. Trick would be to not kill your own doing it, because you could spin up and pop the red out of there.
I think
right?
it's too deep in the house, Tara. I think they actually have to go the in-turn side. I don't see it on the out turn. I think it's too flat. Yeah.
I think it's definitely there.
I think you're going into your own, you might get 1. So this is your chance, maybe in the in-turn side, to possibly get your 2.
Yeah, that top blue's got enough of the button that it would be tough.
Yeah.
You might.
Yeah.
Problem is, you might kill your own.
I don't see a shot for 2.
Now,
Do you see any shot for
the
2?
only thing would be off that one she just threw. But
Yeah, I don't see that either.
you could catch it and spin up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Not sure what she's trying here,
Playing the slash in on the
but
red.
I know, but I don't think it's for anything.
No. I think it was maybe a throw through Hail Mary out of.
Yeah.
I didn't see much.
All right, welcome back to the sixth end. We have a couple new commentators. My name is Croy Nurnberger. I curl out of Madison, Wisconsin with Nina Roth.
And I'm Martin Rios. I'm curling for Curling Club of Glarus, Switzerland with Jenny Perry.
All right, so we got a tie game. Jennifer's trying to get, obviously, top button. It's over curling a little bit. I think we're looking to see Shannon try and bump this back a little bit to try and get rid of that nice position.
Yeah. Probably roll to the center line.
I played in this club yesterday, and it was curling much more than it is today. Both teams were having a hard time getting to stop on the center line, but it's a much more controllable curl today.
Really nice tap.
What's your name? Jocelyn. Okay. I was just testing.
So just trying to come in and freeze to that pocket. Probably trying not to move the red at all. Moving the blue a little bit's okay. So not quite what they're looking for, but still in a good position at the top of the four. It's a good spot for a run back later in the end, if need be. So Carolyn's going to come down and do the same thing that Brent tried. He's probably hoping to move the red a little bit, but even a dead freeze is a real nice shot.
Looks really good.
All right, it's a pretty nice shot. I think he would have liked to have curled a little more because now the red is kind of lined up on the back blue. So Martin, what did you think of the ice this weekend? Did you prefer playing at Banff or Canmore?
Well, I think the curl in both clubs when we played was great. Banff was a little slower here in Canmore. It was a really fast ice, and it was not easy to adapt when you had to switch clubs. But the ice was great.
Yeah, I thought the speed, for all my games and at both clubs, I really liked the speed. But yesterday in Canmore, it was just a little too much curl for me. Couldn't get it to stop on the center line. All right, Brent's trying the same freeze. Looking a lot of light as well, a lot of light again. So at this point, they're trying to just, obviously steal is great, but forcing one is really good as well. And Carolyn's going to try and move things around to free up the red one so they can get it out on a later shot.
Sheet 3, 1. Yeah, I got that. I'm just waiting for sheet 2.
What kind of way do you think he's playing? Maybe back line?
Yeah, back 8, just moving the back blue rock a little out of the way.
Blue power play on 3.
Shannon's saying it's wide. Looks pretty close though. All right, not quite what he was hoping for. I think he wanted about an inch more curl and probably a foot more weight. You might see Jones and Laing just try and guard. They also might have a big weight hit to try and lose 3 blues and the red.
Yeah, I agree.
I think hit that. Yeah, hit that blue on the nose. It might go. To me, it looks like he's playing a soft weight hit off the top blue one and just roll in with that ice. Not sure what he was trying. I don't think it's exactly what he was hoping for. But now they do have a promotion opportunity with his shooter for Jennifer's next shot. What would you do if you were Catlin?
I know, probably guarding now.
So take your 2.
Yeah, I would be 2 after 6. I would be happy.
Yeah, you could maybe guard now, prevent them from getting another red in, and then maybe trying something on Shannon's shot to get more than 2.
I think there still is the draw on the out turn.
Looks like they're agreeing on the guard. Now I think they're just discussing how to get there. All right, that must be. So I played the freeze, made it very well. Prevented Jones and Laing from promoting that red into the forefoot. So now you might see them, Jennifer, just play a guard to prevent them from getting three. Give a quick update on the other sheets. The Fowler versus Schmeinemann Ginter. Schmeinemann Ginter is playing a power play in 7 and sitting 3 on the side of the house that were previously under the power play rock. They just missed a corner guard, so now Fowler has a free peel to try and get rid of hopefully all of them, I guess. He did not hit it well and only got rid of 1. And Ginter is still sitting 1. So they still have a deuce set up on that sheet with their power play. They're down 3, so getting 2 or 3 is huge to try and get back in the game. Do you see what Jennifer decided on?
No.
All right.
Taking the red.
Yeah, she's trying to tick her red into the blue pile. Looks like she's wide. Yep. So now Shannon's going to have a draw to the side button for 3. I don't think either team has used a power play yet, so we'll likely see Jones and Laing use theirs in 7. To me, this looks light.
Still working on it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so came up short, so just 2, but still in good position with only 2 ends left. So score update on the Wozniak versus Walker game. Wozniak just stole another one. Oh, sorry. Walker just stole another one, so they're up 6-3 after 6. And Wozniak's team's playing the power play. What's your go-to strategy here in this scenario if you're Catlin and Shannon?
Cut down on your opponent the most you can. I think if you give up the 2.
What's your shot? What are you and Jenny playing right now? Are you playing the tick shot or are you going?
Yes,
Okay.
we're playing tick shot. Push that blue guard in, hopefully for shot rock, and lose the shoe.
It's like a perfect
Nicely
shot.
done. Yeah.
All right, we'll probably see Jennifer try and freeze on that stone. These shots are never very easy because most curlers don't have to throw this shot except for once or twice a game. It's always a guess on where to put the broom. It's looking really nice though.
Also on the speed of the ice, because this path is not used.
All right, so I think the center was just a little slower than the normal draw path, so she had a good line, just came up a little light, but still in a good position. So Catlin can't take out yet, so he's going to freeze on the position stone. All right, Catlin was just a little heavy. Had a great line, but slid through the rings. I think Brent might try and tap or promote the red to a freeze, or maybe even split to expose the blue one. Trying to get as many rocks in play as possible, and ideally in positions where there's a potential jam. Very nice shot. Over curl just a hair, but still in good position. Callan's going to try that double. But the benefit to this one is if he over curls a hair, he can get the crosshouse double. And this can't quite see the angles. There might be a triple there too.
Probably, even if you just roll for a second shot.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely to stick both reds. You'd have to hit it on the wrong side of nose. Give a quick score update. The Schmiemann Ginter team got 2 with their power play, so now they're down 1. Playing against a power play, and they put a nice center guard up for their first shot. So, good start for Steele. Callan's got 2 for sure. Yeah, perfect shot. Got rid of that backing and a sitting shot, so probably see Laing draw under this to use it as a guard. Keys to get 2 here. You don't need more. 3 would be ideal, but 2 is huge. Iron's looking good. Maybe a little heavy. Yeah. That one hurts. It's gonna be tough to get 2 now. But they're still gonna have the same shot come around. Fowler just flashed appeal on their first hit opportunity, so now a steal is really in play for the Ginter team. Callan nose hit, which is big. It shrinks the scoring area a little bit more. So Brent's going to try the same thing, which should be easy. Just take a couple feet off. A little more line this time, though. Now he's sweeping just to get it to be fully buried. It's not going to quite get there, though. So it looks like so Shannon can see about 2/3 of that stone, maybe even 3/4. But it looks like they're going to elect to freeze. They must think that they're sitting one already.
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So just freeze, force the draw for one. All right, Fowler's team's playing another peel. They made a single peel, but there's still a top four and a 3 guard in front of that one. So still got their work cut out for them to prevent the steal. Saving grace is that it's not on the center line, so they still have the button open. All right, Shannon's coming up a little. No, it's perfect. No, a little short. So,
Well,
although it's the only way to get it out is to play a double for 2, which might not even outcount the side 8-foot one. So they might be forced to 1 here. Yeah, I think they both looked at it and realized that even with the double, they won't be getting 2. So just gonna play the draw for 1. On another sheet, Wozniak's playing a soft hit for 1. He's shooting against 4, I think. This looks like a nose hit for 1, though. All right, he's got it, so that puts him down 2 without. And I'm guessing Walker still have their power play, but I'm not sure. All right, I think Jones and Laing were just having a discussion about the speed of the ice in this spot. Looks like they agreed. Oh, I'm wrong. She's playing the nose double. They must think they can get 2.
Blue power play on 2. They scored 1, right? Not sure.
just not.
All right, just not quite enough curl, and I only got 1. Or sorry, I gave up a steal of 1. Still not the end of the world. Getting 3 is doable. But it's a little tougher in the 8th end when the other team is just trying to eliminate rocks.
And Birchard Schneider can't use their power play now.
Yeah, it's the only saving grace about giving up a steal is that you prevent the other team from using power play. So Walkers did still have their power play, so they used it. So they're up 2 with Hammer using the power play. So very difficult to steal a 2 against a power play. But stranger things have happened.
Fowlers are drawing for the win.
So Fowler's got to have to touch the button ring for the win. It's looking pretty good so far. Oh, might be a little heavy. All right, so she went through the 4-foot for the wins, but fortunately went into second shot, so only gave up a steal of 1. So we have an extra end on that sheet. And on the other sheet, Walker made their first tick shot on the center guard, so that game's likely in the bag now. Shannon made first freeze perfectly, which is gonna make 3 for Jones and Laing very difficult. But Jennifer made hers perfectly as well, so now it's just probably going to try and maintain position throughout the rest of this end. One missed draw brings 3 into play. So I think they're considering playing a tick shot right now, but it's always tough giving the opponent 2 corner guards when they're trying to score multiples. So I think they agreed that the freeze is the easiest way to prevent a 3. This one's a little heavy. It's gonna chap off. I get. It's not. It wasn't what he was hoping for, but it still gives. Builds up a wall, which can be beneficial for them because the more rocks they can pile up, the harder it is to get 3. Assuming Catlin keeps making his draws. All right, on the extra end on the other sheet, it's looking very similar to what our feature sheet looked like prior to Catlin's last shot. So just a couple nice freezes. So I think they're trying to just chop off of it, get a little better angle. I think that's exactly what he wanted. So now it's pretty much impossible to get that shot or that shooter stone out of there. And this shot, and this next shot anyway. I think Carlin's looking at a run back, which if he makes it well, could probably get rid of all the reds. I think so. I think if he hits it straight back, he can get rid of all the reds. And even if he misses it, it's open, and he can do it on his next shot. But he's not playing it. I think he's playing freezing the pocket. So freezing the pocket takes the back red one out of play, and it's making it pretty difficult to get a third rock in the 4-foot. So came up about 3 feet light and kind of blocked his freeze on the next shot, so it's definitely not what he wanted. Brent's gonna try and get some separation between those blues. Try and get the
red one a little back.
Yeah, straight back with maybe hack weight, back line weight.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, the key is to try and get that second count blue out of the 4-foot. Maybe not this shot, but on the next shot for sure. So on the other sheet, Wozniak's trying to steal 2. He's got 2 in the house, but he's sitting 4 and 5 right now. 4, 5, and 6, sorry. There's 3 in the house, all on the 12-foot. And they've got to start getting rid of blues to try and bring those reds into play. So I'm guessing they're going to play a double here. It might be a triple. Yeah. You can sit 4 and hope that they miss. They're playing against a win, or playing against a loss. All right, Laing stones looking pretty good. Looks like about back 8 weight, back 4.
A little light, probably.
No, not quite as heavy as that. Just T weight. But I think he would have liked to have stayed on the nose to make it a little more accessible with hit weight. Now the guard might not be a bad play here. Kylan didn't even throw this shot. What do you think if Kylan didn't throw this next shot, what do you think Jones and Laing would play?
Probably not a tad. Just to push back the back right one a little bit.
So Walker's missed the double opportunity. And sorry, Wozniak missed the double opportunity on the previous shot. And just tried a Hail Mary shot, missed it, and shaking hands. So Walker advancing to the quarterfinals.
Final on 2, as is. They didn't finish it.
So Kylan decided on the guard. He made it pretty well. I think he over curled the hair, but I think it did the job. And on the Fowler extra end game, the Schmiemann-Ginter team is sitting in a ideal spot to steal. Sitting back button on the center line and top 4 on the center line with a guard in play. So this is their last shot. They're just going to put up another guard. And if they make this, I don't see how Fowlers win. If this guard's made. And there might not even be a shot to win without this guard, without this next shot being played. I think Jones and Laing are considering playing the run back right now on the one Catlin just threw. If they make it well, they'll be sitting 4, I think. And even if they open up the top 12 one, I think it still gives them a better shot at getting 3.
Running in stand guard, I guess.
All right, hammer shot on the other sheet. I'm not sure what she's playing.
Turn draw to the pin. Just open up things.
All right, they just played the double peel, which opened it up, and I gave them better access at the top 4 red one. They gave them 2 options now, and now they can run the blue in as well. All right, the other sheet's done, and Schmiemann-Ginter stole 2 for the win. So they're advancing to the quarterfinals tomorrow morning. That was a heck of a comeback Down 3 with 2 ends to go. Stole 2, or got 2, stole 1, stole 2. I don't think hitting anything does any good here, does it?
Don't think so. Probably best what you can do is corner freezing that top blue one.
I think that if they corner freeze the top red one. I think if they go anywhere in the forefoot, they might give them an easier chance of getting 3. There might be enough room for Jennifer to play hit what she can see of the side red one, the side button red one, and send it sideways into the back button blue. I think there's enough space to make that shot. So similar to what she threw in the 6th end and flashed it.
I think this one would be for 3.
I'm not sure about that.
This shot is for 3.
I think it would need to spin. It would need to spin off the blue, and spin off the button blue one, and just nudge the back 4 one to get 3. I think right now, Jones's best shot for 4 is to run the blue, top 12 blue over the top of the top 4 red. So that's keeping all of those reds in the forefoot. Because you need a lot of weight. You need a lot of weight to get rid of that button blue one, because you're hitting the potentially hitting the other one first. If you make those, if you're able to move those 2 reds in a row. So they're trying to cover about half of the blue one and half of the top 4 red one. I think if they do that, they probably win the game.
I think so. Probably they need to cover more than half of the blue one.
Yeah.
I think the over the top run is the easiest shot to score 3.
Yeah, I agree. And that shot might be even for 4 too, for the win.
It looks a little heavy to me.
Well, helped or hurt Jones and Laing? I think it had to have hurt a little bit. I think if you can throw enough weight, you can make it with either shot. Either nose the blue, the top 8 blue, or run the top 12 into the top 8. I think Brent likes the running the blue, the top 12 blue into the second blue better because it give a little bit of drag for the red one, potentially. No, never mind. It's too far apart. I think if it was me, I would probably try and get as close to nose as possible on the top 8 blue with a lot of weight.
We definitely need a lot of weight here.
There's a decent chance the Count Rock red one will leave the forefoot with this shot, but I think you're hoping that the other 3 reds count. All right, they're all set. Looks like she's setting up with the out turn, so looks like they're sending the top 12 blue. It's right on line for where she wants to hit it. So she made it and made it for 3. Little more weight, and she won the game.
Nice shot. Really nice shot.
She couldn't have thrown that any better.
All right, folks, I just want to remind you that silent auction ends in 25 minutes. Sophomore roses and shirts still up for sale. This is just curling. I'll be back.
All right, so she's got to calm herself down after that big peel weight shot, but she's used to that.
I have to turn that machine off before midnight.
for 2 shots there.
All right, key is to get this one frozen on the nose. Caitlin and Shannon have been punishing their opponents when their opponents don't make their first shot early in other games this weekend. And Jen just came up light. Think she was trying to guard there?
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
think so.
Don't think so either, but
The guard, center line guard, is better than going deep, so it's still usable. And the ice could be changing too now that all the other games are done.
yeah.
All right, Shannon made a nice shot. Still would have liked to curl a little more, but Kylan had to sweep it pretty much end to end for weight. All right, Brent's gonna play the back four freeze.
Thanks, folks. Sorry.
Nice thing about Shannon's is they can raise it if need be on one of the next couple shots. Going early, looks like they lost line again. Oof, I think the left side of the sheet is just lost speed. It's 2 in a row that died and came up short. So now Callan's gonna go into peel mode, try and get rid of those 3 reds. It's not easy to get all 3. I don't even know if it's. I think you'd have to go over the top with the top 2 to get 3, and I think it's too tough. So probably going to see just off nose double. No, he's playing the back 2. Oh, got him. Nice shot. Almost spun into the house. No, and it did spin in. So it's not likely that rock will come into play, but all right. This rock looks like it's wanting to cut early again, but they got enough weight to get through it. All right, so he threw about back 12 weight and bumped it. I think he was trying for the straight freeze, but it's better than coming up light. Think they're going to chase the one in the 4-foot or go for the guard?
Probably just peel the guard.
Yeah, I think that's a smart thing. Because they've got to peel the guard, they've got two opportunities to get that red out. Either straight peel or run the blue one back. No, I think he's trying to pick out the back one right now. Yeah, he's got it. So now there's no freeze stone. So now that Brent bumped the back 4-1 back, he doesn't have a good freeze stone anymore. If he does come to it, he might be count, but it's not a good scoring stone if you're trying to freeze. So you might just try and position it in between the two blues to try and set up a jam. This one's got better weight.
Looks good.
All right. I think that was about as good as he could have thrown. There's no peel opportunity anymore. The same shot as Catlin just played, and it's very real potential to jam as well if they try and run the blue back. So they're considering the freeze. They freeze or go top 4 now. They're in a good position to win, even if they don't get count, because they have a tap opportunity on the outturn side.
I think they're going for the freeze.
Yeah, I think freeze or top button. This one has a little more line than Brent's did. A little more weight as well. So that is not the right way to miss that shot. I think if anything, you come a little light or a little tight and chap off your top 8 blue one, or top 4 blue one. But it's giving Jennifer an opportunity to put her rock in a real good spot. I think she's trying to get as much under that top 4 blue one as possible. So probably half on the top button.
Yeah, not too deep, probably.
Yeah. I think you need to take away the tap on the top 4 blue one. So you have to be under that partially. Nice thing is they played this turn all in, so they know what the speed is. Line looks pretty good. Weight looks good. Oh, never mind. Weight was light, so the Shannon's got two options: draw the button. Looks like they're gonna do that. The other option was to play the tap with the out turn, but she chose the draw right away. There's no backing on the blue one, so she's gotta play without backing. Callan thinks it's light. Oof. Maybe they're going for line. Line looks good to me.
Yeah.
Weight looks a little heavy.
It's heavy.
Red. Looks like red. Yeah, it's just a little heavy. So Jones and Laing stole the extra end for the win. Two great comebacks this shift. Got three and stole one. So that's all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have been witness to a display of talent out there tonight. Great game there between Schneider, Birchard, and Jones and Laing. Switched the momentum back and forth, and what a great shot that Jennifer Jones made there to get the 3 in 8, almost getting all 4, and then in the extra end was able to outdraw Birchard in the last shot. So there we have it, the final score. Jennifer Jones, Brent Laing will move on. We're going to be back tomorrow morning in Banff at 9 a.m. where we're going to bring you the next round of play. So please make sure you come and join us. We are going to see if there's any players that might be able to come for an interview, but I have to tell you, tonight's a big social night. Everyone's getting ready, and so we'll probably just sign off, and we'll look forward to bringing you more live streaming tomorrow. Thanks a lot, and take care.